Sometimes supposedly next week when everything's supposed to start. It would have been this week. I would have seen him this week. Only option would that be she wanted to be the one to supervise me. So after the offer with the supervision, at first I declined that. Permanent supervision, I declined that. They came back and said, oh, well, 3 days, would you want her to be the one to supervise it? That's something like they came up with, Of course not. So it's gonna go to a facility and, they gotta compensate for how many days, the 3 days, pay that. I'll meet up with my son, be in a little room, play with him. Get to see him for the first time in the room, but it's still cool. Like, it's just 3 days. Like, I can't trip, you know what I'm saying? I don't mind spending 3 days with him and then, taking him home, and I won't mind at all. They sick. They sick that I'm happy. Like, I'm satisfied, I'm satisfied. So he can't go back to your home. Nah, he can't go back to my house until after the 3 visits. So after the 3 visits, like, okay, say I get him Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So say like my visits Thursday, Friday, they set it up Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I go and do my 3 days back to back with me, visiting my son. That's it. After the 3rd day, that's it. It's like I'm going to just say like a building. I'm going to a building to play with my kid in a room, basically. It's just like a playground or like a daycare, basically. I'll be playing with him, there for 3 days. And then after the 3 days, I can take him home. It's just basically normal parenting. I only got to do that for 3 days. Normal people do that for 4 months. They go through something called like a parental phase or something like that. And it'd be 4 months instead of, the 3 days I got. Which it ain't bad at all. Like, I ain't complaining at the end of the day. I'm not complaining at all. Like, my lawyer did his thing. Everything we asked for, we got. Everything. And people wonder, why you dropped the TPO? Like, just because you drop something don't mean it can't be refiled once that line is crossed. And it's worse the second time than it is the first. I don't mind being a bigger person dropping the shit for the simple fact that I'm getting a lot out of the deal. Like, I don't mind. We don't talk now anyway. So if you felt that's their main thing. That's the only thing their lawyer asked for on my end was to drop the TPO. Everything else, I counter, and the last name. But that's all when we was debating lawyer to lawyer, after they tried to say, if we go to court, their lawyer presented, they got drugs. That's what they gonna run with, drugs, I guess. My lawyer presented what he had to their lawyer. They talk and decide, they don't want to go to court. They want to come to some type of agreement with the both of us. And the only thing they asked out of me is to drop the TPO. That's what they wanted, to drop the TPO. So my lawyer countered with that, with the days, the extra days, because normally fathers get Friday through Sunday. Nah, I ain't seen him today. I see him sometimes, supposedly next week, when everything's supposed to start. It would have been this week. I would have seen him this week. Only option